Yeah, so we're just about to deliver hot anointing for you today on Throwback Thursday on the AM Club. So we're bringing you lots of good messages, and we're taking all the way back. And this woman, everybody in this house will know that when I sleep and I wake up is Dinah Hamilton. I sleep and wake up is Dinah. It must be her song before I be in that mood. And this morning, God, we were blessed to have her in the studio.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And you're never aging.
Well, that's talking. Let's do reality and then we'll see.
That's so real.
Yes, that's the reality.
Yes.
Huh? Let's start with your donations. Was it just yesterday or a day before?
A day before.
A day before
yesterday.
Yeah, you put snippets of it on your page. What was it about?
Okay, so obviously there's a Dinah Hamilton Foundation, which is aimed at health promotion and education. So that's on the side. And then also, I'm the brand ambassador for 3 companies: Awake Purified Drinking Water Enterprise, and then Property Electronics. And then there's Awake Experience coming up.
Cool.
So yeah, we try to put all this together. And what was the best way forward? We prayed that God directs us to people to help. And we heard of a woman who has 4 children, widowed, and has been kicked out of her house. She had 2 rooms, but one was taken away from her because she couldn't pay her bills. Her electricity connection had been cut off for about 2 years. Wow. They didn't have a job. It was heartbreaking. And so I spoke to my sponsors, Property, that I don't think we should go give her food. I think we should help her learn to fish rather than fish for her. So Property decided to give me a chest freezer. We decided to give me products enough to start her off selling. An Enterprise decided to give me money, and then the Hamilton Foundation topped it up with more money. So we went to give this to this woman to start her off because apparently she's good at making pastries as well. So I thought, let's teach you to fish rather than give you fish. And then there were some women, we were thinking we could only do 2 women at Confanoche who had gone to deliver, but because of their bills couldn't leave. They had been detained because they couldn't pay their bills. So the whole idea was go settle the bills for these 2 women and then set them up like we've done for this other lady. So it wasn't with 3 people. When we got there and realized we had to pay 4. So, so we settled the bills for 4 of them, but then set 2 women up. One of them, we had to settle her mother. She's young. She's willing to go learn hairdressing. And so I thought, I'll settle your mother, who can then take care of your child, and then you can go work, learn.
Yeah,
so,
that's
yeah.
You know, sorry. Do you have, okay.
I just wonder why the Spirit didn't whisper my name to her. You didn't hear me?
So what do you need again?
Ah, God, my goodness.
Let's start off with
Should we put you through hairdressing? You know, MX bosses. This is a girl trying to quit.
You'll be amazed. Dinah, I'm fascinated by you, I have to be honest with you. And I can't even bring myself to call you Dinah. I feel like calling you Mama Dinah.
Dinah will do.
I know, right? It's a thing. It's a thing because of the
Right.
anointing upon your life. And I've been observing you. And we know that when it comes to gospel music and gospel artists in this country, it's quite separate from the secular artists because the secular artists seem to have more grasp on what you're doing in terms of the business side.
Right.
Of the craft, you know.
Right.
But I look at you and I realize that you're not just doing gospel music. It's not just ministry for you. You're a brand. Look at what you're talking about with the donations and all that. You're a brand. So I'm just going back into my mind. Is this who this woman is, or it's probably what she studied in school, her background? What is it? Let's start off with where you grew up. Where did you grow up?
I think I've grown up in Ghana. Okay. And I'll tell you what I mean by growing up in Ghana. I was born in Accra. From age 2 to 10, I was in Kumasi. From 10 to about 13, I was in Accra. Let's give it 15. Went to Cape Coast, went to Sunyani. Wow. So I've been around. And now I live in England.
What did you school?
I went to Morning Star.
Oh.
Then I went to Ghana National
it
College.
Explains it, I mean, because Morning Star was Morning Star, I remember. It was one of the
What
posh
is it about
schools back
Morning
then.
We need to find out.
It was a G school back then compared to the many ones out there. Then you went to...
Then I went to Ghana National College.
Okay.
And then I studied nursing at Confanoche.
Wonderful.
So I'm a nurse.
Would you agree that you have sort of changed the face of gospel music in Ghana? I know that you wouldn't want to blow your own trumpet, but here's a trumpet anyway.
There's nothing we have done that hasn't been God. It is God who has the ability to change. So I'm not a brand. God is a brand. And because I'm attached to him, then maybe I become a brand. So it's very important that I allow myself for the Jesus in me to be seen. And in so doing, everybody wants to be attached to the Jesus in me. And then everyone else wants to be attached to what we're doing. And so I wouldn't want to blow my horn. I'd rather want to blow the horn of he who is with me.
Right.
And that's what it is. We started off doing what we love to do, but then trusting God to use us because he can use anything. And so I deem it a privilege to be doing what I do. By doing what we love, if we have affected lives, praise be to God, because that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate.
I'm just wondering, nursing, fashion, I'm still looking for that equilibrium. Like, how did it meet? Because it's just a joy to watch you on TV. I mean, not behind the flower pots and all, but it's different because then I tell you, maybe you didn't know, though though you lived in Ghana, but this country, gospel music and the church seem to, you have to look a certain type of way. Then it means that
Right.
you look very beautiful, and it's touted as, not godly. But how you've been able to carry that grace, I know you give it to God, but I really want to know what goes into how you're looking, the videos, before you even go to the fashion brand. How are you putting it together? You know why? She gave me this when she said that. When I took it as a brand person, I held it, and it's not like the regular one. Yeah. It's like a card, yes.
So I think quality has been a hallmark for the team. And so at every point in time, we aim to work with the best. And my manager, one in the UK, would say, Auntie, if it's not good, we'll not put it out. And initially we were like, Uncle Charles, you step on the brakes too much, but it's paying off, as in the things that we want to be able to put out. It's paying off. We're very careful that if we're selling Jesus, we need to sell him well. However, we're very careful to also make sure that we don't lose the focus.
Right.
Because you can look good and not look bad. Is that making sense?
You hit it.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yes.
I did, right?
Yes.
You can look good and not look bad. Because at the end of the day, is Jesus glorified? But how can I sell Jesus to you without losing you or losing me? It's dicey, but it's doable. Did I make sense? I just spoke words.
Yes.
We need some 5 minutes to digest and understand that.
But yeah, I think that's been the ultimate. And so I remember when it got to COVID and we were using social media a lot, we thought, okay, yes, it's good to have a good phone to take a picture, to do a video, but we need lighting. So then we had to invest in lighting. The things we've done in the past that are now yielding. I remember one time I shot a video for a guy, and he's like, wow, I can't believe you shot a video in your house that is TV worthy.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'm grateful to God. I wouldn't have known this, but I'm grateful to God for the people around me that when we seek help from them, they direct us to, this camera would work. You need this lighting. Yes, you're not a pro, but get a ring light for starters. You're not a pro, but get this kind of camera. We need to go to a studio. Who is working? Who do we think will work on the song? That's another thing. Even what we wear, we try. We try.
It's a tribal. Dana Hamilton, this one, it's a tribe.
I can tell.
You have to come for audition and join it.
I can tell.
But your journey, do you sometimes sit and watch your old songs and your old, because I'm in love with the old ones.
Okay.
Maybe I'm biased towards you. So do you sometimes watch and ask yourself, has something changed about me, Dinah?
Oh, I don't need to ask myself. I know. I know. I know. The most important thing is the message hasn't changed. The message definitely hasn't changed. But we've grown. I used to be a BV for Francis AJ, and I had this tiny voice. Will I be able to do it now? After 2 children, and about 30 years later? No. Have I moved on? Have I grown? Yes, we have. There are some songs I listen to now. Sometimes I cringe because I'm very nasal then. But I had somebody tell me, you're nasal. You need to vocal coach. You need to get vocal coaching. You need to move from your nose to here. Ouch, it did hurt. Did I take it on board? Yes, I did. And so we had to invest in vocal coaching. So I'll listen to a song, the message is great. But thanks to the team we have, just few weeks ago, I released my first ever single that I did, but I did a live version of it. I called it the old school mashup. And I added in studio to it. Anybody coming to experience, watch out, we might do some more. But yeah, we just we just pick it up and redo the songs. And we absolutely love it. Yeah.
Which one of your old songs would you like to listen to now?
Oh, I listen to all of it.
Now, if I wanted to play one now.
Oh, Jesus. Don't ask. Just play what you have. I like to see.
Chichi, which one shall we start with? Because I'm so biased towards all of them. All of them. Is it I mean, which one? Okay, whilst we get some of your old songs together, let's talk about...
Can I ask you something?
Yeah,
Before we
please.
talk about the experience. Dinah, okay, you know what? We'll look at you.
Is our video ready?
Yes, which I don't know. We're spoiled.
I wish you wouldn't forget your question. I mean,
you know what? Ask the question.
Don't forget it. So I'm thinking, Dinah, as a Christian, I'm putting myself in your shoes and how, fame and ministry and this mantle you carry, and I've heard severally coming up as a young Christian about how, for some reason, because Lucifer was, a singer, singers are usually attacked a lot. And I want to know if you confirm this, you can affirm this, and perhaps in your own life, if you can tell that just by virtue of being someone who ministers for God, you have certain attacks that don't come on anybody.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say it doesn't come on anybody because I don't know what anybody else does experience. But yes, you'll be a target. And even before you're there, the devil will know your future, can presume your future, and would want to attack you. But those that trust in God, he keeps watch over them, and he orders their steps. So yes, we do get the attacks. It can come personally. It can come on your family. It can come on your team.
You have some stories? Do you have some?
Well, I think I shared one when I lost my band. I completely lost a whole band. I shared it not too long ago. I'll leave that for now. As a child, when I was in secondary school, I almost got raped. And I just know that would have been a turning point if God hadn't saved me. Because when I spoke to my father, I was like, that was the devil trying to stop you in your tracks and change your course. But when you have Jesus in your corner, you're good. You're good.
I mean, you've talked about your childbirth and you've testified. I know. Talked about it, but before these twins came, before that bundle of, did you ever wonder that God, I've been singing, I'm doing what you, I like to think I'm doing what you want me to do.
Yeah.
So why this amount of weight? And we know the joy that brought. It brought to many of us as well. But what was the learning period for you and the waiting period?
Oh yeah, it was hard. It was hard. And so when I wrote Money, my opening statement was, may I not forget your goodness. Because humans are very forgetful. Now, I might not even be able to tell you the weight of that burden.
Right.
Because that's how God is. He makes us forget. But I can tell you, chest out, it wasn't easy. It was difficult. At the end of every month, it was hard. But we cried a bit, we shook it off, and we moved on. Why? Because we trusted in him, that it was only a matter of time. Now that I say it that way, it's easy. But every time you cried, or every time the month came and your expectations were shattered, it was hard. But we're here.
Yes.
Are there scriptures you fall on in times like this?
Oh, yeah. All things work together for good for them that love the Lord. Oh, that's me. Psalm 23 is my song. Any day, the first one, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. These are verses that I rely on, you know. Yeah.
We'll go for one of the songs first. When we come back, you tell me what gave birth to the experience.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know before we talk
Sure.
about this. Yeah.
Sure.
But let's enjoy this one. Let's start. Welcome to the tribe. Let's start with this one.
Your soup, I'm a few boats to your biome. Singing your mean, I want your fun. I can't put my fire in the sea. I can't let you want your yeah. Singing your mean, I want your fun. I can't put my fire in the sea. I can't let you want your oh, yeah, good morning. Trade your phone on me. Wash your soup, I'm a few boats to your biome. Singing your mean, I want your fun. I can't put my fire in the sea. Sunyamia uyo batampa wamana masao ya betwa ye yinyo na ye bayi mutina ye dada Oh
Listen, I told you that it's a whole tribe. See, we're recruiting this gentleman. Look at him. But yeah, didn't
babies, no. He's an essentially Uncle baby for sure.
Look at that. You see, you don't underestimate somebody's journey. And you must also understand the process from where the middle and where we are. It'll be a good time to ask, what gave birth to Experience with Diana Hamilton?
Good one. Good. And then it's a good place to ask the question. So whilst we were releasing Ostrobekasa, NCWE, Eyewa, anytime I had to put up an event, it was an album launch. And everyone knows that these album launches, the aim is to push a title song, raise some funds to cover your initial cost, and that was the aim. But whilst doing that, I was ministering at church, and I knew the kind of experience we had when a worship was lifted, or praise was lifted. And I yearned for that day where I'll get the chance to be on stage and with the people of God lift up a worship, uninhibited, create an atmosphere where God will come reside and will have an experience of a lifetime. Because I know that anybody that has had an encounter with God doesn't leave the same. The records show Moses, Mary, anybody that Jacob, the last time Jacob had a tete-a-tete and a banter with God, he left with a broken hip because God had to break him to work on him. When God meets you, he changes you. And he only meets you when his presence is with you, when you're in his presence. And so I wanted to have that. How was that going to be possible? I didn't know. But God brings people your way. So my manager in the UK, Auntie, we need to put up an event. I said, yes, I feel we need to do that. So in 2014, we did the first ever Experience with Diana Hamilton in London. Boy, that was when I knew this is what I need to be doing. Because we lifted up songs that the whole atmosphere was charged. It didn't have to be a song on my album, even though we brought songs in. But I just know this is what I want to be doing. So we did 2014, went 2015, and then the manager again, Auntie, the analytics show we need to go to Ghana. Oh, me, Ghana. Auntie, we need to go. We need to go. So we started praying about it. And in 2016, we brought it to Ghana. And like they say, the rest is history. We're here now.
7 years after.
Even though it sounds like you prepared for it, share with me some of the challenges that made you want to say, like, you know what, I did me pay, but when your manager calls you again, you know, it's okay.
It was so in the UK it had to do with band issues, finances, lots of things. I was a fresh mom, mother of twins at that time when we started doing Experience. And then I needed to come, Ghana was a whole different ball game. Was it going to work? Even the people you brought on board to help didn't even believe in what you're doing. And so you had to trust God. You would hear people saying it will not work. Some of them will come to you as though it will work, but by the time they leave, you are asking yourself, do I want to carry on? But we trusted God.
2023. We're trusting in God.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, what's different about 2023?
Oh, 2023, the clouds are forming. And I hear the sound of rain. And God is about to pour on us. And we're going to swim this year's Experience. We're going to swim, not just walk in it. Not the kind of anointing that's at ankle deep or knee deep. It has to be above the waist to the shoulder where you can't stand, but you have to swim at the Awake Experience.
I really have to be here.
Yeah.
I'm looking, I have to be here.
You have to be there.